but I need one more, just one more. Baby, don't leave, cause if you go, I might lose my mind when you hit that door. And we can get along, girl, stick together.
Welcome to NWA Connie Corso's podcast, where we talk all things dogs.
Yes,
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, man, that's brother Ulysses Muff out of Florida, Vanguard K9 singing that song, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Vanguard K9. Go ahead, man.
I like that. I like that.
What's good?
Hey, he laid it down. I thought that was some old school.
Oh no, that's brother Ulysses, man. He said,
Hey, that's some of that juke joint stuff. We can rock to that.
Hey, welcome to the South.
Right. I thought I was at the barbecue back on the family reunion.
Right.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hey, it's only right for Jordan to open this thing up like he always do.
What's going on with my people? Y'all already know what time it is. If you don't know, you in the place to be. If you love a dog, I'm telling y'all, we got it going on. It's going down right here. If y'all don't know what's happening, this is the dog show. We in with Mizan K9 Kennel, NWA, and you know me, Exotic Borble, Jordan Pittman. We finna turn up, y'all. We gonna have some real serious in-depth dog talk. We giving y'all our best every single chance we get. Knowledge and empower. We trying to empower you with knowledge and information, giving you tools and news that you could use. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't been here before, we finna get into some real serious dog talk.
Let's do it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know how we do it, y'all. It's been a while, man. Y'all been good, dog. How y'all dogs been doing down there?
Man,
Everything
man.
Good. Doc, everything good on my end.
Keeping us busy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do, man. Oh my
5
goodness.
o'clock wake up time.
Right.
You see me. There ain't nothing like it, though.
Yeah. Somebody said, welcome, Furza, Portia, Niles, everybody. My son K9 in the house. What's up, Jihad? How you feeling?
What's going on, Doc?
Oh man, same old. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
well,
we steady grinding, y'all.
Yeah, grinding. Yeah. Hey man, this was a show that we just it was a spontaneous show we was talking about. Trying to put some things together, you know. All three of us are about community, about there's a lot of people in here. Networking and things like that. And a lot of us are really connected in real life. This ain't no script. This ain't no
right.
This more than just a YouTube thing. You know what I mean? So go ahead, Jordan.
Oh no, for sure. I'm disagreeing with you. I ain't mean to cut you off, bro.
Yeah, so basically we want to talk about get your feelings and things on, you know, try to hook up. Me and Jihad was trying to put together something, and you know, we called Jordan in, want to brainstorm. He started coming up with good ideas. So we said, let's talk to the people.
Right.
That's what we're here to do.
You Absolutely.
What y'all
because without the people, we are nothing.
We ain't nothing without y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we like Whitney Houston when she said, I have nothing. If
I ain't got you.
That's right.
If we don't have y'all, this is why we do this. We want y'all to know y'all is important to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that we giving y'all some information, this type of things that not only is valuable and informative, but also entertaining.
That's right. Yeah, that's what it's about. That's the era we in. If you don't like it or not, it's something about people sitting together talking. People get a kick out of it. It raises all kind of emotions, negative and positive. Right. That's what kind of come with the game, with the territory. But I think we got something good going on here. Going on 2 years now. And Jordan, you've been in the game a long time.
It blows my mind sometimes, like when I look back at it, because you know, when you go for every single day, everything. And yesterday looked like today. It's just like, wow, you look up, next thing you know, it's the decade done passed. Right. 10 years, 15.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
So Yeah, let's K9 Mills in the house. What's up, brother? This dude been going nationwide, like nationwide is on your side.
Is that Mr. Mills?
That's Mr. Mills. Nationwide,
Mr.
send me that check.
What's going on, boss?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
That's my bro there. What's going on with my people, y'all? I'm so happy to be. It's been a while. I've been so busy. Yeah. I've been so swamped. And I feel like, I've kind of neglected my audience. But please believe that we've been working hard behind the scenes, y'all. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, boots on the ground with it. It's not just for show. We're not acting. We're not playing games. We really doing work behind the scenes. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not real dog man understand. It's not it's nothing. It's a lifestyle.
Yep, it is. It is. It is. It's all everything about lifestyle. And we was talking earlier. A dog man. Sometimes he's still on that highway a lot. He's still on the highway a lot. It ain't just in the yard. It's
right
outside the yard. It's networking. It's everything ain't in your yard that you may need. You know what I'm saying? You got it's a lot to it more than what people think. They just think, I don't know. Sometimes I be listening on stuff on social media and looking at it, I'm like, man, is this an act or just because
I think the biggest thing we need to understand is that as dog enthusiasts, we're not on the island by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like it don't make no difference if you are just a dog owner, you got a pet, you're a handler, whether it is working a dog, whether you're in the show ring, whether you're trying to do breeding, there's always going to be a need for you to be able to reach out to somebody else for network, for advice, for consultation, and even for encouragement, because people don't understand, even though you have a passion for the breed or for dogs, there are some discouraging times that we have as we are moving our program forward.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain challenges we run into. Even I was looking at today, a sister sent me a pedigree, and I was telling her she wanted me to be able to tell her whether her pedigree was good. And I'm saying, in my head, there's missing information that I need to be able to connect to other people who can help fill in the blanks. And if we don't have that network where we could pick up the phone and get those consultations, that advice, that guidance in that direction, then we don't really have a program.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're talking about coming together, and I'll share this with you all. I started breeding the Rockwell and the Cane Corso in 2012. I didn't know anything about the anatomy of the dog, the function, structure, some of the what we call the deadly diseases, anything about reading a pedigree. I didn't know any of the major dogs in the pedigree. There was a lot of missing information. And I bred the Cane Corso and the Rockwell probably for about 8 years, maybe. Okay. Before I really got the information I needed to really start building the basis of a program. And when that happened, and I brought people to my yard who had more knowledge than me, they identified dogs that should not be in my program. And I had to do the painstaking work of rehoming those dogs. Some of them that had made it to age where they can be bred. Some of them had put a lot of money. I lost a lot of them, maybe $50,000, $60,000 that year, revamping my program. And I'm saying now in my head, as I see other dog enthusiasts make mistakes, I'm saying they don't have to make those mistakes if they have a network system that can fill in the gaps where their knowledge is missing. Okay, so part of the reason why I like the network is I want to see people able to really accelerate their program, streamline it, make it better without going an extra 5 or 10 years and putting out a bad product simply because you don't know, you don't have the resources, you don't have the network. So that's one of the bigger things. When we talk about better the breed, we just can't look at our yard.
Yeah.
Our yard is just a fraction of what's being put out. There are 177,000 breeders that the AKC deal with. The AKC register $1 million dogs a year.
Damn.
Just think about that.
At 20 apiece.
So if that many dogs are being registered through the AKC, regardless of where they're what location they're in, we have to question, can these dogs be better? Can we make the dogs that are being produced better? And then what does that process look like? That process starts with education. It starts with networking. It starts with having access to resources. Okay. It starts with us humbling ourselves and say, hey, look, I'm a student. I don't know it all. But I'm willing to do what the prophet said. He said, seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, even as far as distant China. So that means sometimes we have to get off our backside and get outside of our city and go get the knowledge that is out there and bring it back to our city to make our city better, to make our state better, to make the breed better wherever we at.
Facts. What we about to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, you hitting some big, you making some great points. And I want to add to it just what you're saying, because a lot of what you're seeing on the internet, is like make believe. It's like a fantasy. It's not reality. And it's designed to get you to believe that this is the way that it is supposed to be. And it's pure misinformation, or sometimes it could just be deceptive in nature. They'll take a picture and then you like, I want my dog to look like that, but they're not giving you the information. How do you arrive at this dog? How did the dog get there? And I remember back when I first started, it was difficult. I thought that I had it going. I'm like, man, I'm pumped about it. I'm showing my dogs to my peoples, and my mentor, he pulled up. He's like, wait a minute, bro. You need them puppies don't look right. But in my eyes, my amateur eyes, I have this expectation because I have these dogs and they got this highly esteemed pedigree and they come from this prestigious bloodline. And in my belief, if this is how they're supposed to be, but that's because I'm an amateur, I'm a rookie. I don't have no frame of reference.
Right.
And that's why I always, pay homage to my mentors, because I've had several. But and that's part of the reason why we do this, to let people know, it's a steps and it's a process, and it's gonna save you some time, some lessons, some hard lumps.
Right.
Through my experience, I would like to share this with you, and hopefully, like you said, we bring the community up. Through the wealth of information that we acquire through our experience.
Right. And then in the worlds we in, it's a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk, but it ain't enough receipts. And one thing that will separate, once we start networking, once we start coming together, meeting each other dogs, trying to help each other, you will see what's the real and what's the fake, because it's a lot of talk out there.
Yeah,
but it don't really be a lot of work. I'm almost starting to see an avatar of individuals in each breed. I started to notice that every breed has a breed expert that don't got no dogs, don't got 2 dogs, don't have a reputation of breeding dogs, can't find them in a database, can't find them hardly on a pedigree, but they got all the knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
right.
that's across all breeds.
And that's
know?
partly due to social media empowering people,
Mhm.
giving us all a stage and a platform. Like, you might just be the expert to your friend group,
Right,
and
right,
but see, this is where we have to humble ourselves and kind of
right.
take a step back and always be seeking knowledge and always be looking, because you could learn something from a dummy.
That's right.
You
And,
could,
and and I'm not necessarily talking about you have to breed dogs to know dogs, because you got enthusiasts out there that are cook a
oh yeah,
lot of breeders. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just talking about the real from the fake. And we need to get to that point, because I see a lot of anti-breeder content. They still going into that old stuff. All they thugs, they blue. It's all about the money. And it ain't true. You know what I'm saying? It's absolutely not true. The stuff I hear them making up, because we got a right to have dogs, and we got an obligation to do right by our dogs, do better by the dogs. So yeah, man. But we just wanted to. This gonna be heavily relying on the audience on um, what y'all think about us coming together for events. What do y'all want to see? The time frame y'all want to see it, because right now we talking about July, August, maybe August, when everybody's kids out of school. So yeah, Jihad, I'll let you take that from there.
So let me say this. I co-hosted a judge into Arkansas that dealt with the Rottweiler, and I want to say that we need to understand as dog enthusiasts, there is no free rides. Okay, and let me explain to you what I mean by free rides. There's a group of people that when it comes to these dogs, they're gonna do the bare minimum. That's just it. They from feeding the sorriest dog food to giving the sorriest, poorest housing conditions. Those same individuals are the individuals who are not going to invest in themselves in terms of increasing themselves in knowledge of the breed that they say they love, handling, the veterinarian side, all of these different sides that come down with dealing with these dogs. So I'm saying that to pivot our brother, because he said, we're looking at the time, we got to look at location, we got to look at presenters, we got to look at what all is going to be offered. But I want us to understand that if we wait as generals in this army for all the conditions to be perfect, we'll never achieve anything.
Never get going. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Great point.
Yeah.
Case in point,
You have to start.
that Nashville show weekend before last.
Mhm.
They weren't expecting it to rain. They was out there in the rain. That's how committed they are to what they do. They were out there in the rain after paying a fee to enter their dog, travel, hotel, etc., etc. So I'm saying that to say, at some point we're going to have a date, and we're going to have a agenda lined out that we're going to be able to show you. This is what we're going to be doing that day or those 2 days. This is what you can expect to learn. This is the type of network you can expect to have. And you got to come up with your mind, in your mind, is this worth me either taking off a day at work or traveling, getting me a hotel? You got to wrestle with that in your head. For me, it's a no-brainer. Because every time I go somewhere and I travel as it relates to dogs, I learn something that improves me, my kennel, and my associates. Okay, so there's a few things that we definitely want to do. The anatomy of the dog, I don't care what dog breed it is. The anatomy of the dog is the same the structure of the dog, based upon what the dog was bred for, is different. Many of us do not understand the traits of the dog in terms of what's supposed to be in certain dogs, but we don't know what to look for. So we're looking at having somebody to come in that can go over these dog breeds in a PowerPoint presentation and explain this is why this is why this is why I need to be like that, etc., etc. So now you can start to look with your own eyes and not just say, damn, that's a good dog. But now you're looking at, why is it a good dog? Are you able to explain it? What's the importance of angulation? What's the importance of the top line? Why is the top line like that? Why are certain dogs' top line allowed to look as if they're roast back? Why are certain dogs have, when you go into the flank, some of them have a tucked in flank versus a flank that's not too tucked up. So all of this knowledge that you get, now you'll start to be able to see, okay, this dog was bred for this. I see how the body is built. Oh, I see how the body is congruent with what the dog was bred for. If we get that knowledge, we're able to look and begin to look scientifically at what we should breed, why we should breed, and what the outcome should be. Also, being able to look at those pedigrees and knowing how to read a pedigree is absolutely important, because too often we're looking at dog A, which is the male. We're looking at the female, and when we look at those, the male and female, and we put them together, we're expecting a certain outcome by putting those two dogs together without looking at the grandparents, the great-grandparents, the siblings. So this is why we are hitting and missing in terms of our breeding.
Right.
We're hitting and we're missing.
Right.
Because we don't have enough data. And then we need help in terms of developing a system. I'm saying this because I listen to all of these lives. I listen to all of these groups. I watch different posts, and there's certain information that is being put out in the public domain, but there's a lot of information missing, and that information is missing because we don't have it.
Right. Right.
If we had it, it would be front and center.
Right. Let me interject something right quick, Muhammad. I want to break it down just a little bit for people. And what he's saying is, you want to have the ability. Say you call Jordan up, and he has a stud you want to use, and Jordan wants to look at your female before. He might not just say, "Well, I'm just sending it to you." He might want to look at what he breeding it to. Right. And if he asks you, "Well, what does she need?" You need to be able to identify what that female. Sorry, I got a sleepy eye. What that female needs, for maybe structurally, what the male can bring to the table for your program, and learn these things. You know what I'm saying? Am I right, Muhammad?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I had a guy, I'll give you an example of that. I had a guy, Aaron Hamilton, who purchased a dog from me right at 2 years now. And he just got the dog hips and elbows done 2 days ago. But he called me and asked me to be able to use one of my males. And this guy was able to explain why. He talked about bone substance. He not only talked about my dog, but he talked about the south side of my dog, which was bred to bring in more bone structure. That particular dog was an outcross breeding to bring in the bone that was needed in somebody else's bloodline. Okay, he talked about the eyes needing to be darker. Not only did he look at the dog that I have, but he knows something about the parents of the dog. He knows that they throw nice eyes, nice bone, And he's looking around at all the males that he's seen, 30, 40, 50 males that he has in his head from going to shows and going to meet and greets. And he's saying, based upon what his female needs and the dogs that he can use, that this particular male that I have is going to be the best dog for him to use on that particular female. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and I think, let me say something real quick before you go too far, because I want to hit back to just add a little bit on to what you had said in the beginning, because like you said, minimalists, you got minimalists, and I think that in order to excel at anything, you need to be seeking out excellence. You can't just settle for the bare minimum. And I want to, so that's really what this really boils down to. We trying to help you bring out the best.
right.
We don't want to we're not just putting two dogs together and hey, we got puppies. This is about we trying to achieve goals. And we want to have we trying to get to the ultimate level of supreme, like the ideal, that's where this comes from, this mindset. Now, anybody could just throw two dogs together and then boom, produce some puppies. But we're talking about improving with each generation. We're talking about excelling. We're talking about figuring out what it is that we don't know. It's not so much of what you do know that's dangerous, is what you don't know. Right. It's not so much. So we want, it's all, I can take it back, and I'm gonna give a good example. I have a cousin that have dogs. He was also a dog man, made the newspaper and everything, Mr. Football of Ohio. And he got his dogs, and I watched him, and he was still, even after he had his dogs, still was on the internet every day, so just drowning in looking at dog websites, figuring out, because in his mind he wanted to excel. He wanted to be the best. He was like the highest level of dog. He wanted to achieve the highest level of dogs that he could possibly have. So we and it's okay for anyone that just want to, is comfortable where they at and they just, feel good about their dog. But here we trying to help you enhance your relationship. And that's what the networking is about. That's where learning from others' examples is all about, right? You look at the others and you say, well, this is what I would like to have something. This seems like something that I would like to have for myself. But you don't know that until you exposed. You don't even know that this exists. Until you've been exposed to it. The eyes don't lie. We have these visions. We have these dreams that we're trying to achieve. Brother Jihad is trying to help us get there through these examples. That's what we all trying to help us get there. I'm trying to get there. I'm still trying. I'm still learning. We always students for life, right? And so if you take that approach, you could, you looking at your losses as lessons. You don't hurt so bad because it's an opportunity for you to grow. Right. And you're not going to get it right the first time. Even the doctor is all still practicing medicine.
Absolutely.
Right. Even the lawyer is still practicing law.
Right.
And these are high-end professionals. So what make us think as dog breeders, dog men, and dog enthusiasts that we have arrived? We have so much further to go. That's how I still believe. I'm still learning. I still have my books. I still have my texts. I still write on those. I still be trying to master this material, master this, each stage in every single litter. I'm trying to do something better. I had a situation the other day where the dogs, I have an idea my dogs is gonna be cool, and I got lots of puppies out, and I don't know how many litters that I have had, but I have had enough litters to know better. And the puppy ends up inching over there close to one of the moms while they eating on some raw, and then the dog snapped on it a little bit. I wasn't expecting that, and then now my puppy scarred. And I don't want to be put a puppy in somebody's life and got scar on, injury to the head, to the skull. But now I know better. I have to do better. But what I'm saying is I'm open to learning. Right. Even from my own experience. And I never feel like I've got it mastered. And I never feel like I have it mastered. I think that there's because one of these things that we all must remember is it's evolving.
Right.
The dog is still evolving because times are changing. We into the information age.
Right.
Right. We was just in the industrial age. Prior to that, we was medieval. And each age require a different style of dog. Right. We're constantly evolving, we constantly growing. We don't change. So and as the climate change, so does the temperature. We have to be conscious and aware of this thing. So that's what this is all about. We want to come together and we want to know from the people, how can we help you best? How can we serve you best? Yeah. You know, what we're going to put something together that's going to be very informative. It's going to be a powerful networking opportunity. If you just want to publicize yourself and your kennel, what you got going on, your own operation, that's important to us because we a community. Yeah. It's not one single individual, right? Every dog have his day. We all gonna get an opportunity to shine. As long as you keep on putting in the work, just don't give up.
That's right.
Absolutely. So we want to hear from y'all. What y'all got? What
Jordan,
y'all want to see?
Should I drop a link, Jordan? Let them come in or what?
Yeah, let's drop the link and let's see what the people want. And this opportunity. Look, it's a lot of people seeing this right now. It's gonna be a lot of people going to see it in the future. And our channels is here to stay. I don't plan on shutting my channel down. So if you are interested in you watching, feel free to join us. Hit that link and join in a conversation. Let's talk about some things that you think that the dog community could use and be of value.
Yeah, for real.
And as you come in, make sure that you let us know what city and state you're from.
Right.
Rep your city.
Because we are talking about having it in Arkansas, right?
Right.
Okay. And
that's just the beginning, though.
That y'all have seen say, well, we want to get down. We want to see them down there. I mean, we want everybody to come. Brad Sneed would be good because Brad Sneed is in Arkansas. Maybe he can come. The Dogo breeder, Circle S Kennels.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's applicable. That's based off the location. I know that y'all have those razor with the warthog, the ground the Razorback. Is that that's the same thing as a wild boar, right?
Hog. Yeah, wild hog. But that sucker there, he real dangerous.
yeah. I seen him, and I seen him.
Nice, he got them nice.
Yeah, he got the hair on him, boy. Yeah.
I think he would be a great guest to have.
Yeah, because he right up the road in Heber Springs. So yeah, y'all talk back to us. It's 40 y'all in here. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button.
For sure. Let us know where you at. Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Because just come on in. You look, we're not here to judge. You don't have to be no expert. If you just want to say, hey, that's cool too. But we want to hear from y'all. We want to know what the people want. Because that's at the end of the day, this is about y'all.
Yeah.
Right. We doing our thing, we sharing, and we want to pick up some of y'all information. How can we best serve you?
Yeah.
What do you need to see? Yeah. We got a lot of ideas. We got some great ideas.
Yeah. We want to hear from y'all. And when you get in here, do your thing and land your plane. You can't stay in here all night. Yeah, so hey, I don't know how I came across this live. Well, welcome, Bree Jackson.
What's going on, family?
What's good, Joe and Jordan? What's up, Greg?
One of the big things that I think that is going to be valuable, though, I would like to see, let's get some measurements, let's get some real measurements on the dogs. Because I see people putting up all different kind of weights and heights and sizes, right? And I think that, hey, if you don't do nothing else, we can come out, let's measure your dog and let's get that on video. And then we could put all of the to rest, all of the, what do they call, all of the falsehoods, all of the fallacies. We want to know, if you want to put your dog out there, you say your dog weight is, come on, let's put up the big let's measure them up, and then we gonna get it on record, and then it's it's certified.
Mm-hmm.
Your dog got up on the scale. That's one thing that I would like to see, some real measures and some data.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because it's so easy. It's so easy to exaggerate, and I think that people get caught up in the size too often. And they feel like that increases the value the bigger that the dog is. But always remember, real dog people know it's not the size of the dog.
Right. Man, it's almost 50 people in here, man. Come on, somebody hit that dang link.
Not always better.
This is shy. It's cool, but don't worry, we're not gonna judge y'all. What's going on, Pittsburgh? Come on, yeah, let's do this. We're gonna set up another situation. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, but we want to start to build. We want to start to build networks.
Yeah.
You know, we want to start to build networks in different areas of strong branches.
Yeah. Hey, and then too, like, guys, if you just want to come on, it's an option to just come on through the audio. You don't have to, you know, you got to bun it on when you got to see it. You know what I mean?
Hey, look at me. I'm rubbing stuff. I ain't even, you know, I've been dealing with guts all day.
Come on in.
Come on in. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
Yeah.
At least, hey, the information though is key. I just feel like
let me read this. I really appreciate this, all the information being shared. Much love and respect. I am new to the dog community. I just got my first dog 2 days ago. Presa Canario, 5 months old. Derek Bugs, welcome, brother.
Thanks for joining, bro.
Yes, sir. Javier Noriega, Spring Hill, Florida. To the breeders, have you had an uptick on buyers unable to keep purchased pup due to family issues, divorce, moving, family expansion? That's a good topic.
It's for me. It has been sporadic. I had a lady recently. She had her leg amputated, and she bought a dog from me, I guess, a year and a half ago. And so she brought the dog back, but she did tell me that she was having some challenges with the dog, jumping the fence, jumped on somebody else's dog, neighbor threatened to kill the dog. A bunch of stuff basically came from her not really getting the dog trained and socializing the dog when she got the dog. So I got the dog back right now in my yard, and I'm waiting to get the papers back from her.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Buyers need education on what to do with their dogs once they get them from us. You know what I mean? I would like to have some. That's another community thing where we can do some videos on what to do when you first get your puppy home. John Mills would be great with that.
Yeah. Most recent situation I had where a dog needed to be returned was about last week sometime. A client of mine called. Well, actually, her friend called. She had a situation where, and it was really a heartbreaking, heart-wrenching situation. You know, the lady has lost her husband, lost her son, just her and the dog for the first, since they lost in October, the son died in November, something like that. And she's bringing in the nanny, needs somewhere to stay. And the nanny is trying to get acquainted with the Borbal. She has a little bitty 10-year-old Chihuahua. She's not, she's getting introduced to the dog slowly in increments. And my client, my friend, she put her dog up. She got the dog locked up in a secured area. And on the nanny, the visitor, on her way out, she wanted to say goodbye to the dog. So she opens the door. And at this time, she has her small dog, which hasn't been introduced to the Borbal. And she starts screaming. When the dog comes out, she starts screaming, "Oh, wait, I forgot about the dog." And she starts screaming, "Oh," and then that sets off a panic. And I think that that caused the dog to react. The dog snatches up the Chihuahua, and it doesn't take much for a Borbal to do intense damage. I mean, serious, severe damage. And this dog's been raised around rabbits, chicks, chickens, ducks. She's got a farm. It was a very heartbreaking situation because the dog ended up passing away. that she had this dog for 10 years. And I think this is one of the things that we can help all people through our platforms is understanding dog behavior and how to, you know, a big part of animals in general is keeping an even keeled temper. You got to, you know, you don't want to be too excited. You just want to be smooth and cool. And that's how you're going to get your best results. That's the natural way.
I agree.
Right? It didn't call for that alarm. And when she set off the alarm, it sends a signal to the dog that there's an intruder, there's something to be protected against. And I think because this dog had been extremely socialized, and I think a lot of times more people get in over their head than family issues with like divorce, losing their homes, and so on and so forth. It's a bigger issue of, I got this dog, I had an expectation, and the dog ended up being difficult to manage. I'm, you know, and that really falls on the owner, because it's certain basic requirements for all dogs,
right?
You know, in order to have a healthy and successful relationship. So I get the bigger part of having to return dogs is going to be lack of understanding and dog behavior.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
And if you ever get a feeling, you know, in court, in our justice system, well, how does that work? It said, if you have any doubt, you can't.
Shadow of a doubt.
A shadow of a doubt. Don't sell that dog. If something inside you, every time you're gonna lose. Every time. If you know something ain't right, you're not giving, I don't know about this person. Don't do it, because I had somebody fill out everything right on the app, and then once they get the dog, oh, I babysit other folks' kids too. What? You know, and the dog is barking at the baby. You ain't tell me all that. You know, all this type stuff. You know, but it's always a feeling. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the application does eliminate a lot of people, but you got to go off your common sense, and some of us our discernment, and some of us just, you know, knowledge that street knowledge and all this stuff. We know how to read people as well. So yeah, this is something I want to ask y'all, because somebody asked me this, and since we waiting on people, y'all come on in, man. We waiting to hear from y'all.
Right.
Jamal just made a great point.
Let's see what he says here. Oh, here's your brother here, James Hatfield.
That's bro right there. What up, bro? The butcher.
Yeah. And he said I had to get one of my snatched right back. Yep. But here we go. With the summer heat, you might want to have something inside. Yeah. And the idea is an obstacle course for dogs and handlers to showcase some movement and environmentals. Yeah, I'm thinking more like like we had this dog show up here in Fayetteville. They had the fetching and stuff over there in a barn. It'd be nice if we have like a barn area and, you know, things like that too. So we got to be Little Rock. Look out for us.
And I think that's a great idea, Jamal. I liked the fact that he said an obstacle course for dogs and handlers to show, say, some movement and some environmental. I think that anything that we can do as a community to encourage people to be out and active with their dogs. If you're just preparing for the dog to just scale the A-frame, come on down and come on, that's something you could spend 10, 15 minutes a day with your dog, and you're going to enhance the bond. You give the dog a sense of purpose. Every dog would like to be involved in doing something. Remember, you know, from historically, dogs have always been an assist. They have always been assistants, you know, to help support us. They in many different ways, whether it be from companionship, tracking, luring, protecting the flock, whatever it is, he's here to aid and assist. So we want to keep that at the front of our ideology and understanding that dog should have a purpose, even if it's just going over a A-frame. you know, or just something as simple as in and out of some cones. That give you an opportunity to work with your dog to build the bond, and you're gonna have a better experience, a better relationship if you're consistently doing that.
Yeah.
And see, we could all be getting prepared. Hey, my dog passed the obstacle course. My dog went up and down the A-frame, you know, just to say he did it and give a little award. Not so much about the award, but the activity. You know, you are a type of involved owner. We want to celebrate you too. You know, and because it takes a little bit of both. You know, the good dog is mostly coming from a good handler, a good owner. Right?
Yeah, they need to be involved too, don't they? Yeah, you're right, Jordan.
Yeah, and we want to celebrate y'all. You know, because people is out there and involved with their dogs, and they working their dogs, and they doing different. I mean, even in the smallest way. I don't want to get to like people feel like you got to have your dog to be trained to do bite work, or you got to have your dog to be doing a train to do. I mean, something. It don't have to be that deep. You know, I get out there and work my dog on the sled, and it ain't about getting him ready for the weight pool. You know, that's just something for him to do. This experience that we have together. He's tired, and I'm cool because he tired. I can chill. He ain't knocking, scratching on the door. Hey, man, you know, looking, trying to get my attention. Because I gave him I gave him plenty of attention, and he like, look, man, I'm cool. I don't need no more attention, bro. Just hey, I'm gonna go in here, lay down, and be quiet. If you wanted that type of relationship, it's peaceful, right? Especially with these working dogs.
And another thing, don't be timid to highlight your successes. I don't care, even if it's the smallest of success. If you have somebody and they come get a dog from you, and you look up and they have this dog as some type of emotional support or therapy dog for an autistic child, or somebody get a dog from you and they're doing search and rescue, or they going to shows, or any type of achievement, you want to document that and you want to highlight that achievement, because that comes from you.
And you know, when somebody else could learn from it.
Right. I go to Walmart and I see that this lady has a dog and that she got from me, and she has an issue with having epilepsy, and the dog is going to alert her when she get ready to have a seizure, and she's going to be able to sit down and put herself in a safe position. That's a highlight for my kennel.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't ever hope and embrace our successes.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, we don't embrace our successes. But I'm the type of person, I'm not timid about it. I want to hear these great stories about the dogs that I produce. There's somebody's going to get some, and they're not going to do anything with it.
That's right. Because, you know, at the end of the day, what y'all saying is very important. Where do most of these dogs go? Family home. We talk all that bravado stuff.
Pets and all
that. These dogs go to pet homes. I was listening to Brad Sneed the other night. You know, this man got dogs that go get hogs.
Right.
But them dogs should be able to lay by a child. Should that, like Lamont, that's, you know, like Lamont LaPatenza. He known for taking his dogs in daycares. He known for them going in nursing homes. Everybody know down in Texas, he do protection work and he put them on hogs. So what are we, you know?
Yeah.
Let's be real about who most of these dogs go to. And just because they do certain things, they should be stable in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we do a lot of talk about show and working, but some of us are being taught about the total dog.
Right.
You know, I know we got different belief systems, but the total dog is what, you know, a lot of us are striving for.
The toes to the nose. I say that all the time. And I think that, you know, like the smallest things, man, you know, you get out there, you ride your bike with the dog or whatever you do, and you have a great thing. Like, we want to celebrate that. We want to tell you, great job. We want to encourage one another, and you can learn from someone else. You can have so much of a better relationship with your dog's going to be so much more happier and less stress-free. The small things make big differences with the dogs, right? That is being consistent. And when you miss, that's where you start to have these huge obstacles to overcome. He's
Right.
tearing up furniture. He's constantly barking. He's constantly it's a nuisance. It's not friend. It doesn't be fun anymore when you have to deal with that. You know, like you can't rest. How you resting when your dog is scratching, barking, and doing all of that woofing, and then or you got to go get the shock collar and burn a hole in his neck because that ain't right for the dogs, man. That ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because the dog, she should be able to bark at something. But if your dog is tired, if he's mentally exhausted, he gonna be resting. He ain't gonna be like, hey, her, come get me. You know what I'm saying? Help me. I need help. Like, what I gotta do to get some attention around here?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And we got to understand the dogs, you know, they all kind of like people, man. They all got their attitude, their personality. I got one dog. You cannot put him in a kennel. He's gonna bark and be on that kennel. You put him in that 10 by 5 by 6, he gonna be on it. But if you just let him run in the yard, he ain't gonna have no problem. When I open that dog room door and it's nighttime, he gonna come in and go straight in his crate. No issue at all. But I understand with that particular dog, I can't put him in that kennel like that.
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, the inside of his mouth, that's why I quit showing him, is pink from stress from being in the kennel.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to learn your dog. You got to learn your dog personality. You got to learn your dog attitude. What's good for him, what's not good for him. I mean, all the way down to they just like the same way you would learn a human being.
Right. Yeah. We got a question here, Daryl Bugs. Hey, how you doing, brother? What's a good brand name dog food for a large breed puppy? Thanks. Large breed puppy food. Make sure you get a large breed puppy food if you're gonna feed kibble. That's what I suggest.
Now, let me say this about the dog food. I try to be really careful about advocating for this kibble because here's what people don't understand.
I do what works for you.
The kibble is not regulated in the same way human food is regulated. You don't have a USDA person on the spot testing that stuff as it come off the line. Usually when they have a recall, they'll send somebody, they'll look into whatever the recall issue is, they'll get that straightened out, and then those people leave. So a lot of times you have these dog food companies that do kibble that, be frankly with you, they cut corners. I would say, based upon research 5-6 years ago, that most high quality dog food for puppies is pretty much has what they saying it has in it. Periodically, you would get a recall here or there, but you got to look at what works for your dog. Right now, I'm feeding for my puppies. It's a starter. I'm feeding Value Pack 2820. It's a dog food that during COVID it went up $2 every 6 months. Every 6 months it went up $2, and I said that was happening because so many people who were feeding Diamond started feeding the Value Pack 2820 because it was the same quality dog food. But you got to pay attention to your dog. You got to use what work. If you're throwing a lot of cow patties, it's after 90 days, the weather is not bad, change that food. If you see that they're doing a lot of itching, particularly if you got bully type breeds, and you look and you see it got chicken in it, change that dog food. It's going to depend on your dog. Start your dog on something, and you should not really change that dog food unless you really see a problem for 30 days. And one of the things I see is that people change their dog food too often. There's no way you're going to know what's going on if you change your dog food after 3 weeks. You don't have enough time. It needs at least 4 weeks for you to see whether this is the right dog food or not. If you get a red flag, of course you want to change it.
What y'all think about this? Since a lot of people have this, this is a big question that we get all the time with the dog food. What you think about this, bros? What y'all? I got some insider, some valuable information how to source the best dog foods, and it doesn't matter where you at.
Okay.
No matter where you at, I could tell you how to come up on the. If you got a lot of dogs, how to get it, and we can have a raw dog food seminar on sourcing materials, right? I think that is something, because that's one of the best. That's one of my favorite things to do is get that raw, right? Get that fresh.
So this is hey, that's another part of the
Right.
the seminar. Hey, we talked about that. Well, we talk about behind the scenes. We talk about it's certain things we don't talk about on the channel. No breeder ever does. Some
you
things
can't
ain't
tell them.
for
You
the
can't.
public.
You can't
tell
say.
them
You can't tell everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? These anti-breeder channels can't run with the shit they got. They can't do good. So if we start talking that shit,
Right.
we'll be teaching them. You know what I mean? But it's certain things, yeah. So that'll be good. Classes like that. And if you notice, Jordan got a really massive presence online. We all could use tips on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
we
another
all-
passion of mine too. Like I
Right.
spend hours at my desk working on the content, developing it, and studying also.
Camera
Like
work.
because
Yeah.
camera work, how to get the good angles, get the good pictures
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, that
You
stuff
know,
we you know, when it comes to that should be earned.
Yeah. See, if you pull up on us
yeah.
and you catch up with us,
Right. That's right.
then we can share that with you, but we can't just give it for everyone and then people steal and then they go and use it against us. But
Right.
that's what
That's
we
right,
don't
right.
want to do. But you
Right.
know what? I don't really feel like that in it. I just feel like you got ill-informed people that just don't understand. We
Right.
don't agree. And we're cool with that. As long as I always say, is respectful. The
Right.
problem is when disrespect comes in. Like it's just-
That's it. Yeah.
And
And then too,
both
y-
classes,
y'all-
like you said, just learning how to take a picture of a dog, that's a
Mhm.
class by itself.
yeah, and then too, like,
Yeah.
and no one really teaches the dog business to the public. You'll never get it. Ain't nobody never gonna put it on here. The
Right.
ones who really know, they're not gonna teach you the dog business online. It's
Right.
not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? They hear all the stuff you say now. You think they're gonna say they think they're gonna teach you something, man? Hell no.
Yeah. Oh man, we gotta talk about that, James. But yeah,
What we
no,
got? What
that's
we got?
that. I swear though, I promise you this. I really do be wanting to tell everything because I think about myself. If I was watching, like what would I want to know? I'll be thinking like, man, I wish he would just tell me everything, and I just be wanting to just spill it and just tell everybody all my tips, all the tricks. But it's just not fair to me to do that. You know what I'm saying? I want to do that as bad as I can, but if you really rocking with us and you pull up and we catch up with you, trust me, I'm an open book. I tell you everything. I don't gatekeep. I want to share the knowledge. I want to empower you. I want us all to be I want to see us all win.
Right.
I think that it's a possibility. It really is possible and achievable. Everybody can win. It's
Right.
enough people for us all to have success. We don't have to like try to tamp each other down. We can all. It's so much better to like pull another up if we just get in the habit of doing that. But you know, part of it is
and then worry about yourself more. Well, what a big issue in this game is, we all admire each other, we all look at each other, but sometimes I think some of us worry about what other folks doing too much. You know what I mean?
I think I'm gonna tell you something, Joe. I think really honestly and truly, that's why I've been able to stick with it so long. I've been able to just do my thing because that's what I concentrate on is just doing me.
Doing you, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You
And I
have
would
to.
like to get more more time, but at the end of the day, I still have to put my dogs first. I gotta take care of it before I do anything. I gotta get my dogs situated first thing in the morning, last thing I do at night. And that takes time. That's commitment itself.
Right.
You know
because
what I'm saying?
I noticed like especially online. I mean, it's tough being online because when breeders like just doing this podcast, I know people have their opinions, but when they have something negative to say, it's always like, why they why okay, I thought you was breeders, now you executive producer. Now you know how you should do your channel like this.
Right.
Because you really don't like what I'm saying, or do you want to try to take me on a man? Do it like this so I can, it just be people be worried about it. It's so competitive.
Yeah.
But it really ain't competitive. They try to make it competitive. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you stay doing you'll be all right. I'm telling
You
you.
stick
Right.
stick to the program. Stick to the
And
program.
find out who you gonna rock out with. Shoot.
And
Thanks,
here's another
bro.
thing.
Yeah.
Don't carry a bone for somebody. I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean by that. And I will call his name.
Okay.
In Arkansas, Anthony Forte is very successful in showing the Rockwell breed. He's caught the attention of people around the country. People take their dogs to shows. They try to put their dog in his hands. And there was a lady that made a post. She was talking about the shows which she don't go to. And one of her associates got in the thread and mentioned this brother's name and spoke ill of him. Well, I chased him down, right? Because I feel like this. If I know you and I know you're a good person and I see you being drugged and it's unjustly, I'm coming. I'm not the one. I'm not like, they said Jesus' disciples say that when he was being crucified, they ran and hid. I'm not like that. If I see you being crucified unjustly, I'm going to say something. So I ran this guy down. And when I ran him down, his reference was, well, somebody said back in 2019. And I'm like, man, don't you realize we in 2025?
2025.
Don't you realize anybody that come into the dog world, that they functioning different 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the road, that none of us are on the same level, that we're all growing. And if you're talking about something 6 years ago that you heard from somebody else, you all the way off base. That guy turned his whole conversation around. Cause I'm like this. If you got criticism and you feel like you could do something better,
do it.
Stop criticizing and do it.
Yeah, that never happens.
Be that example.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? If you say, I don't like this because it's like this and it's like that, and that's why I don't participate, start your own, be the example.
That's right.
Set the tone.
Right.
Yeah,
it never happens though.
No.
it never happens. Because too, like I'm really careful. Look, I get heated. I get, comments hurt no matter what people say. I mean, it don't make you cry, but like, damn, I would have said that. To me, I blocked somebody today. And I just blocked this person because they didn't have no profile picture. And I said, that motherfucker is new to Instagram. I don't have a really big following. So, and like we say, a lot of people, we know each other, we talk. So I said, this dude ain't in the fold. And I blocked him on Instagram. Like I said, look, he ain't got no posts. He just a troll account. Boy, that motherfucker called me all kind of fat black motherfuckers. Yeah, I ain't even do nothing yet. I ain't even do nothing yet. But I know you here for
right.
for you ain't here for the right reason. I already know.
Yeah, but you're preeminent strike.
Right. Yeah. So I had to look at that. But man, I kind of lost my train of thought, but because it was
well, I'm gonna help you bring it back because you talking about them trolls and how they get to you, but get it in the comments, and then you passionate about what you're doing and you worked hard to get it out there, and then because I've been there, bro. I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, especially when I first started, I had to really learn how to pick and choose my shots.
Yeah, you had to play online. That's what I was going. That's where I was going with that because I was talking to somebody about punching down. You know what I'm saying? and being careful of who you historically attached to. I don't give a damn who you are, how great you may be. It's always another man attached to you historically, right? So Ali had Frazier. Michael Jordan probably had Magic or Pippen, and
Bird.
my thing is, and Bird, yeah. So my thing is too, navigating the dog world, like for is like the beef. Some of it I have to ignore it because I know they're trying to bring me out. But do I actually want to be attached to a scrub? You know what I'm saying? Nipsey said it's a blessing to have strong enemies. So if I'm gonna be attached to somebody,
Right.
it better be a giant. It better be. Don't bring me no mortal man. Bring me a giant. I ain't attaching myself to no scrub. I can't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Need about 20 of them
Makes
pumps.
sense.
But yeah,
give me-
it's
I want
you
them to
gotta
have-
really pick and choose your shots because they're gonna come at you and they're gonna try to take you off your script. They try to trick you off the streets.
Yeah, they will.
Right? They're
yeah,
gonna try to get you out your hookup and then you pop a gasket. Right? Don't
right.
do it. Don't
Right, yeah.
crash your Benz into a bucket.
Yeah, because
That's what I was told. Right?
Right.
Don't crash your don't crash your Beamer into no bucket. You see
the
that
bigger
hoopty
you
pull
get-
out in front of you, not gonna crash it. You gonna swerve
That's right.
and
The
keep
bigger
on
you get,
rolling.
The bigger you get, the more games you're gonna play. You're gonna be thinking this stuff is serious. Man, it's a game.
It is.
It's a big game. You know what I'm saying? And some of them just be infatuated with you. You know, they see all this old handsome black man, boy, they be like, I don't know what they like, but you know, but I think some of these dudes, you know what I'm saying? They got
Yeah, and they figured they could get a rise out of you. You got your
Yeah.
NWA. They think, oh, he's an outlaw.
yeah,
He a real thug. We about to get. I know we can get him riled up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know he can get start talking about shooting and cussing, and he gonna get crazy. You know,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they just don't know, man. We here. It's not. We not trying to go there. The main thing, though, to always remember, don't and you too, brother Jihad. We got to keep ourselves composed and help me, because I swear sometimes I
Boy.
be so
Yeah.
they get me out my hookup. I get furious.
Yeah,
But you know what I always remember to do? Take it back to the dogs, because that's really why they mad. Is take it back to the information, go back to my books, get to my study. I got my ink pens right here. I'll write and read and research and further develop myself with it. That's really what they upset about.
Well, no one wins in a civil war. No one
Right.
wins in a civil war.
When the family feuds,
Yeah, but it's
Gonna be like a Tombstone movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of damage. It's gonna be a lot of damage. You know what I mean?
yeah, how much can
And
you
so-
take?
How much can you
Yeah.
take? Yeah, how much can you take? It's gonna be a lot of damage. So when you
Mhm.
get into these things, and you know,
I'm
then,
glad y'all
then
said
there's
that.
millions of people watching.
Yeah,
Millions.
yeah. Yeah, I have been. I'm glad y'all say that because I have been somewhat arrogant with the controversy that has surrounded me, because you know if you go on Google, I got a 5-star rating, right? I got a 97% customer satisfaction rate. Okay. I always take care of my people. If I feel like if they can point out to me something that went wrong on my end, I compensate. So I got a real good rating, but my controversy with individuals has always led to me making sales.
Yeah, I
Like
swear.
I got 10 Corso puppies out there now. I got 5 of them. So if I had a controversial issue right now online,
It's gonna make you be.
2 of my dogs gonna sell.
Yeah,
2 of them dogs gonna sell within 72 hours. 2 of them gonna sell because the person is gonna say something to try to disparage, and then the people are gonna go and say, okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me look at the page. They're gonna
And
see
you got-
something they're gonna see something they like, and they're gonna make approaches.
Man,
You know what I'm
It
saying?
works. It works
You
in
know,
my
it's
favor
hard.
every
It's
time.
hard.
Every single time.
When the person you're going against take what you throwing out and benefit from it.
Yeah.
no, some of the oldest breeders in the country have told me that many times. Said the times that people done threw them in a ringer, that's when they came up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
they say, dark before day.
Yeah.
It's be dark before day.
Right.
Hey, but see, you know what, Brother Jihad? One point that I gotta make too, though, with you saying that, because your history, your record, though, is evident. Right, so they gonna put your name out there. They want to know why they hating on this man, and then they go back and check the record, and they can see everything, all your work that you have done, the beautiful dogs that you produced. You go on the shows, you doing the work, and it's like, man, yeah, I think this, and then Google also noticing that, YouTube is noticing, Facebook is picking up on, they looking for you.
Yeah. We really have grown because of this little unknown deals going on. It's just been running up.
Yeah, they don't know what they have done for me. Them haters, they get me so fired up and motivated. And then my supporters come out. Well, I own 3 dogs today.
Yeah,
3 puppies today. And it's like they just turned 9 weeks old yesterday.
Let me get this question in right quick. Hey, Brother Gil, how are you? Bro, can we get Devil's Den on here, RBG or Blue Line Kennels? These guys have been there from the start with the American Bully and still going. Somebody be asking me about Devil's Den. Is that you, bro? They always ask about Devil's Den and Blue Line Kennels. Now, is this the RBG I know? And we can see what we could do. Doug, if you watch this, if you're watching or if you watch this replay, let's see who these brothers are. I don't know a lot about bullies. My boy Rain do, my boy Cayenne do. I don't mind sitting on, I sit somebody on the side of me if I don't know something, and we can have that conversation. But yeah, we can see what we can do. And bro, have them reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? It's easier that way.
That's something I'm
gonna forget.
I would have some questions. I think it's a lot of stuff that we can answer if we pay attention to the evolution of the bully breed, how they started out as a pit bull, and then we arrive at this dog that's what we know as the bully today.
That's right, Jordan, because simple is better. Let's get somebody on here that can start us. I think Cayenne can probably do that, and Rain, they might. I think they might have kind of did it already, but walk us up so the public can understand what's going on, because we know it's a lot of things going on in the bully world. Well, there's a lot of things going on in the Corso world, a lot of things going on in the Boer world, all these controversies, all this history stuff. But that's fine. I don't like to get in too much of the controversial stuff unless you can get a healthy, mature kind of conversation. But when you do that, you will bring the scumbags out. The scumbags, they thrive off chaos. You know what I'm saying? They promote chaos. Look at
but
this.
That goes again to, you'll go back to your primitive dealing with animals and instinct. Keep your head cool. Don't get flustered. Don't let them see you rattled. Right. Keep your head cool.
Yeah, that's true though. But you do have the facet in every breed. They don't really want to chop it up. They really want to argue about, you know what I'm saying? It's the type of individuals, if you set them down from each other, they not gonna listen to that other man. They ain't gonna take nothing into account what he say. He just dare to push their agenda. You got them the type I'm talking about. You can't change.
Yeah, I'm right and you wrong.
Yeah.
I'm always right. I got a point to prove.
Right. Yeah. I'm because it is people that believe their own lies. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, they lie to their own mind, and you be like, dude, don't you know you lying to me? No, I ain't lying to you. And you know you lying, man.
You done tricked yourself into believing
my lying eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It happens all too often. It happens all too often. But
man, ain't nobody said nothing about the event, basically, except Jamal. Yeah. But hey,
Yeah.
if you're watching the replay, y'all can put in the comments any ideas and everything. I'm gonna take a few more questions for these brothers. I think we had one for you, my son. Jamal from My Zone Kennel. I was looking at older pics of Rottweilers and saw some from Poland. Have you seen any of the Polish Rottweilers here in the States or have any in your lines?
No, I haven't. And most of my lines are from Serbia. I do have some German lines, but most of my stuff is from Serbia. See, typically, here's the thing. You have the dog, and then you have what certain countries breed for. The Serbians love them heads. So they heads, they love the heads. If you go to Australia has a lot of, for some reason, pigmentation problems.
With the Rottweiler.
Yeah, they have a lot of pigmentation problems in Australia. But it's just in different places. In Italy, you see different things, different directions with the same dog. But now I don't have any Polish lines. I haven't seen any Polish lines here.
Yeah. Gil, reach out to me outside of here and let's make it happen. Help me put it together and we can see what we can do. Avil's Bulldog Farm. Hey man, hey bro, thanks for all your support. I see you a lot. I've had bully breeders using my old bulldog male as a stud. They have pups and they all full paper. Like how?
Because you know how. You know what's going on, man. They hanging the papers on them, then they creating their own line and they creating their own breeds, and that happens a lot too.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of that. Some of it is done innocently in terms of people getting puppies down the road and they don't realize that this or that was implemented in it. I look at the Corso. When you look at the Corso, a lot of times I see Great Dane. It just pops out. I see other breeds. I see the English Mastiff. If you know those other breeds, it just pops out. The Corso is supposed to be the smallest of the Mastiff breeds. And when people say, hey, I want a big dog, people drop something in the background of it in order to make sales. Because you got people who don't know no better that's thinking that the Corso is supposed to be 200 pounds. And hey, it's unfortunate, but it happens. It happens with all breeds.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But see, I feel one of the things that I want people to keep in mind and always be aware and conscious of is, what are you expecting the dog to do for you? Right? What is your expectation of the dog when you're seeking out a dog? How does this dog fit into your life? What is the role that you expect this dog to play beyond the appearance? And if you're getting the dog based off the appearance, like, what are you really? Because I have people like, well, I'm considering another dog. I'm looking for my next dog. This happened to me today. And I said, well, what exactly are you looking for to do with your dog? What do you mean? I just said, never mind. Don't even worry about it, because you just want a dog. He said, I'm looking to breed some dogs and make some money. I'm thinking about the Corso. I'm thinking about the Borbal. And at that point, it's like, okay, hopefully you can kind of get, I don't want to have to go into a whole lecture to a person. Like, when you're getting a dog, you should be trying to fulfill a need or fulfill a purpose or the dog has got a role to play. We just get too far caught off in the looks and the size and appearance, artificial, superficial things that doesn't really have no substance. The dog is so much more than just in the way that it looks.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
And one of the sad part about the business aspect of breeding is, if you are an educator, you lose more sales than the person that's not the educator. Because you're trying to explain to the client why this dog is likely not going to fit the bill for them in terms of what they need or what they want. And it's hard on us the people that's trying to do the right thing as it relates to the dogs, who get all the slack. It's really harder on us than it is people who don't give a damn.
Yeah, because it's like, you want to make sure that you put your dog in a situation that it's going to thrive. I want to make sure that my dog is going to be loved and cared for. And then I got to like kind of sort through, because I really just don't want anybody to just, I don't want to put my dog in a situation where it's going to be mistreated.
Yeah.
I work so hard with these puppies every single day, night and day. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see my dog for this to give it, it ain't even about the money. I still want the dog to have happiness and the quality of life that it deserves. It just is our responsibility. And I think part of that is helping people understand how much the dog has to offer. The dogs have so much to offer, right? They just do so much for our lives. People that have dogs, they live on average 10 years longer.
Really?
Yeah, that's a scientific fact. That's a researched, well-documented fact.
That was therapy.
Yeah, lower cholesterol, lower blood pressure, less chance of stroke, less chance of heart disease. You got to get up and see about your dog. You got to. You don't have it, and that's every single day.
Well, people like the fact that the dog doesn't change. When you go out there, he's gonna be happy to see you. You know what I mean? It's consistency in their behavior.
You can be the sorriest dog owned in the world. That dog will love the hell out of you.
Yeah, it was in the movie, man. It was in the movie. Remember the man had kept taking the dog and dropping it off, and the dog thought it was some kind of game. He had to find his way home every time. And the man, I forget the name of that movie, man. But that dog loved that man.
Dog will love the hell out of you.
Yeah, that dog loved that man. That man was trying to get rid of that dog every single day. He ran off his girlfriend. He brought him some panties, and it wasn't the girlfriend panties. After that, the man was trying. He lost his wife. He lost his whole. The man was trying to get rid of the dog. The dog thought it was a kind of crazy game, man. It was the funniest movie, man. Yeah. But that's really the story of the dog. The dog love us, man. We did everything.
Yeah,
we did everything.
Yeah. Back to that person, Gil. Man, I'm not trying to mess your name up, but yeah, hit me up. I'm willing to do that show with Kyan or Rain, or have them do that show on them. They probably can do a bully show by themselves, to tell you the truth. But yeah, y'all wanna chop it up? We can chop it up. With us, it ain't about the numbers. You ain't gotta have no super Instagram, no super following. But if you for real and you out in the field, you know what I'm saying, we wanna holler. Gentlemen, I have a feeding question. Jan Burton Marino. I have a feeding
Auntie Jan. Hey, Auntie.
She changed her name. What's up, Auntie Jan? Yeah. Jordan, you said she a resident here, huh? When switching. Yeah, okay. She's the homie. When switching on underfed 6-month-old Mastiff on kibble to raw, how long should that switch take? 2, start out 1/4 or half of each. 3, how long should complete switch overtake or take? I guess she's asking how long is the process to switch over from kibble to raw. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
In my experience, the dog is always gonna prefer the kibble over the raw over the kibble. Right. So that's not a really difficult transition to make. I would start by fasting the dog a couple of days just to make sure that his system is completely absorbed all of the nutrition from the kibble, and he's nice and hungry. And then it's gonna be an easy transition. It's gonna go in a day. the dog is gonna. I wouldn't even mix it half and half. The dog is gonna go straight into that raw. They love the raw. It's wet. It's moist. That adds, so when a dog licks the moisture, that has more flavor. That's why dogs prefer canned food over the wet canned food over the dry dog food. It has more flavor. It is just easier for the dog. It's easier for the dog. Now, if you was going to switch from, this is why puppies to raw, because it's a difficult transition from raw to kibble. So if a new owner decides that I'm not able to feed my dog raw, and I've been feeding the puppy raw all this time, now he's kind of refusing the food. Is looking for raw in the dog food. So I kind of make sure that my dogs is starting off.
And let me say something too, because being that we cover a lot of topics on this channel, man, look, do the best you can with your dogs. We ain't trying to tell you which way to go. Do the best you can. I know my brother Jordan does raw dog food. A lot of us are on kibble. I use raw dog food at certain periods. Shout out to my sponsor, Texas Stripe. Y'all holler at TexasStripe.com. They're a big supporter of this channel. Y'all in Jordan's area, y'all holler at Jordan if you need to get something and things like that. So we talk about breeding methods, nutrition, training. Hey man, do what best work for you. People come here and share their experience. Don't get your panties in the wash, tucked all up in your butt. Calm down, listen to the information, and take what you want, leave what you don't. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
anyway.
and don't let nobody make you feel bad because you're not feeding your dog what they feeding their dog, or you're not. You just keep continue doing the best that you possibly can.
That's right. Yeah, that's all
continue
we say.
to do your best, give it your all.
Right.
We're not gonna crucify you if you're feeding your dog because we're doing something different, because you can make, you can still have great success with that. We can still have great success.
Right, because then too, we don't talk about this, but we gotta talk about how genetics play. It's a lot of the genetics of your dog, man.
Right.
Hey, come on now. Ben White, we did that interview with Ben White, bro. He made a point, man. When we was coming up, our dogs were eating table scraps. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna replay that video next week, y'all. Because it was underrated. So yeah.
My people's back in the day, that's what they dogs eat, a bucket out of the bucket. They have a slot bucket and people come pick it up and they get that to the hogs, and some of that they pour out for the dogs. Same thing what they was feeding to the hogs.
Right.
They was feeding to the dogs. And
Brawler,
them dogs
where you at? If you're near Jordan, you can get with him. And of course, the people that sponsor this channel, Texas Stripe, they're available too. But if you're near Jordan, holler at them. I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends. It's and I got my whole thing with the raw. I gave out like so much raw today, and I'll make it affordable. I want to make because I want to help people. Man, young brother came, he seen that baby calf. I had a baby calf I came up on today.
Holding up the lamp.
Like, oh man, he had to have it. And I was happy for him because I saw the excitement, and I know he was showing me the videos of his dogs eating a head, a goat, and I can see it. And so I see myself, and I'm like, I can see me and him. I love to feed my dogs that stuff. I sit up and watch it like it's wild discovery, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I saw somebody repost your video of feeding that calf.
I saw
repost Jihad.
Was it a black calf?
Yeah,
he
reposted. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, they kept saying it was a dog.
Yeah. I had to kind of look twice. I said, what kind of carcass is that down there? I thought it was a little baby bear or something at first.
Man, I love to watch the dog because you know why? The dogs love it, man. I heard that beaver was great for dogs to eat also.
I've had beaver.
I heard that beaver tastes pretty good for people too, right?
It tastes like it's kind of like it's real tender, and it's like a roast beef texture. See my grandma and them, they down there out of Mississippi, but Forest City area. So when we was younger, You know, it wasn't nothing to eat a coon. I wouldn't eat none of that shit now. And I definitely wouldn't eat no booty noodles now. I ain't eat no chitlins, brother.
Oh
bro.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't believe my young boy told me that he was, but listen, you know, to each his own. We have had to learn. We all made mistakes and we didn't know at one point, and then we had to come up out of there. And that's what the experience, you
Yeah.
learn from others. You don't have those examples, then you don't know no better.
I thought it was funny. Brother Jihad, he's Muslim. I thought it was funny when Dr. John Henry Clark had that. He said he used to argue with Malcolm about the pig, and he said Malcolm used to always tease about eating that hog. And when he said he told Malcolm, if it wasn't for the hog, we wouldn't have been here today. Through the slavery time. He's like, if we had a hog, we would have been in trouble. We made delicacies out of it and whatnot. So I thought it was very funny. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
yeah, I'm interested in them beaver. I wish I could get that around here because I've seen those beavers. I didn't know that meat was so good and juicy. That meat I saw them filleting a beaver, and people was talking about how much it was a homesteader, and they was talking about how much meat that it was on there. I'm like, ooh, this looked like something my dogs would love. It looked like something that I love also.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean them big, thick, juicy cuts of meat. They say all he eat is vegetation, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Eat some fish.
Yeah, they are really tender. Jan, I'm in the Arkansas wood. There are plenty of critters around here. Yeah, we got everything, especially if you up in here in the northern part of Arkansas. We got bear. We got everything.
We got everything.
Yeah, we got everything, man. Marcus, Joe, Doug, Jordan, Mizon. What's up, guys? Just tuning in. Hey, Marcus. Okay, y'all about ready to close this out, man?
Man, I just was thinking, man, I miss doing this. It's been so long. I'm so glad you invited me, Joe, man. Brother Jihad, I'm happy to be here, man. I miss doing this, hanging out with the fam. Hey, all of our peoples, all of our supporters in the chat, man. Thanks for being here, y'all. Hey, it's been a pleasure. I really glad that we took the time out tonight, to do this, man, because oftentimes we get caught up in all that, so we forget about, we say, well, I'm gonna get to it, and like you said, if we wait on the perfect time, we might not never get started.
So we want to press the issue for August meetup, guys. Thank you for saying that, Jordan, for reminding everybody about that.
Yeah, if we don't get started, we get half the battle was the hard part is getting started, just getting it going. And then hey, y'all got me back in the podcasting mode.
Yeah, that's he made a point. That's the meetup I will push for July. School starts in August. See what I told y'all?
Yeah, you did say
that. Yeah. Hey, there's some old daddies out there. Boy, there's a lot of us, man. We like 45, 50, still having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did one after 40, Doc.
You dropped one?
I did 40. Yeah, I did one at 40. Yeah. And man, I tell you what.
It's different, ain't it?
It's different because you kind of a mix of a grandparent and a parent, man. Shit, they be getting away with a lot of shit, man. I ain't got the energy to be disciplined, dude. Man, sit your ass down somewhere. That's all I got to tell you. Yeah,
but y'all, hey, I want to, when I closing out, I just want to say, y'all, make the most out of every moment. Don't take nothing for granted, because tomorrow is not promised, and the little things that you do can make a big difference in someone's life.
Yes,
so
sir.
Always remember to be kind and courteous. It don't cost nothing. It don't cost a dime to be kind.
Yes, sir. Jihad, you got any closing remarks, benediction, bro?
I just want to say, let's try to maintain the posture, the attitude, the disposition of students. Let's learn how we can, and let's share more.
That's right. And I just want to say thank you all so much. We're one of the smallest channels, but we are a really powerful channel. I was talking to Jordan about it and how he can observe that this channel is different because it's not like a TikTok or Instagram audience. It's a place for dog people, like dog lovers, people just trying to learn. It's all kind of people here, and that's what makes it makes us stand out. And everybody come here like we the barbershop. It's the barbershop.
Right, the
Everybody
dog
come-
spot.
Would come,
Mhm.
everybody come hang out. You know what I'm saying? And we try to keep it respectful. We try to keep it entertaining, and we try to keep it informal. And but I just like to say I appreciate all y'all support. And we really want to try to meet up and do things in real life, and leave it in the comments and holler at your boy.
Peace, y'all.
Yep.
Peace.